Yeah, we'll go this way. That background image is not working so great. Let's try another one. Yeah, let's go with... you. Let's go with you. That ought to work. There we go. Biscuit. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into gun slides like those there. Out and about today, getting some extra work done before we head back to the shop. Getting ready for SHOT Show coming up in a little less than 2 weeks. We'll be in Las Vegas at the Venetian. Going to be alongside MMC Armory, as you can see there. And we'll be showing off our slides. We'll go visit the Glock booth, Cerakote booth, a lot of the DLC booths. Go meet up with some people that we know from 2A gun tubing. You know, jack of all trades, Bullseye Ben, and so on. Hey, Safely Strapped, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you all joining this morning. And, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, comments, whatever. Real free form in here. Answer any questions about our slides, what we're going to be doing at SHOT Show. Slides we're going to be starting on first quarter. Real free form up in here. But yeah, going to SHOT Show, be at the Venetian. We're over at booth 41160 for any of you that are going. And be there with MMC Armory. I think there's going to be one other company there. I'll have to look and see who that's going to be. But there should be 2 or 3 of us. We'll have, you know, myself. We'll have the VP, Justine, president of the company, Brian. We'll all be there at SHOT Show, meeting and greeting, chatting everybody up. And it's going to be real exciting. It's a week-long event. We won't be attending the shooting portion. My understanding is that there is a range portion of SHOT Show and Boulder City, and we won't be attending that. But we'll be, you know, attending the rest of SHOT Show. And excited to man the booth and then just walk around and, you know, talk to as many people as we can. We do have the 26 and 43. We're bringing one or both of them to SHOT Show to show off. And once we get more steel shipments in and tool shipments, we should start production of the 43 and the 26 during first quarter of this year. So that's exciting. There's just been a lot of delay in steel and end mills because of the end of the year, beginning of the year. Shops all over the country are ordering stuff. So there's been a little bit of delay, unfortunately. Having your own booth at SHOT Show can be several $1,000s. We're going to be doing a joint booth, and our cost, like before food and everything, and, you know, just hotels and all that stuff, you're looking at like $3 to $5 grand. But the bigger the booth, the more expensive it is. If it has walls, if it's just tables, you know, there's all kinds of things that go into that. I think Glock themselves spend around, like, I saw varying numbers, but like 25 grand to 50 grand on their booth. And then, of course, you got to get an ID badge, and if you lose your ID badge, that's a few $100s to replace, and it's just a big cost because you got to get a hotel, you've got to get food, you know, then you've got to attend the event. And bear in mind, for like a shop, for example, we're not there to sell because you cannot sell anything at SHOT Show. So it's not like you're going to a regular gun convention and you could potentially make money. This is, you know, completely business convention. You're there to meet and greet, make contacts, you know, put faces to names. So you're not making any, you know, money while you're there at that event. Obviously, we still have a website and an eBay store, so, you know, we'll still make sales, but it's not like we're bringing, you know, 200 slides and hope you can sell them all. Yeah, exactly. And well, I mean, Glock is always going to keep making sales through their traditional means, you know, because they sell through distributors and vendors and what have you. But yeah, you don't go, it's not like a regular gun convention where you go hoping to sell stuff. And there's a lot of like free giveaway, and I say free in the sense that attendees can walk around and get some swag. But all that stuff was paid for by the people that are being there. So, like, for example, if you go to our booth, there's going to be some Stiffler patches. And, well, as long as they get shipped in time, we're waiting on the shipping. But yeah, there'll be patches. There's people giving out keychains. There's people giving out, you know, just random swag at their events or at their booth. And that's just what they paid for out of pocket to give it away. Hey, Tatiana, what's going on? Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. We'll grab some swag too, and we'll give out some swag. It's just a back and forth. We'll probably add some patches to our patch wall. Like, we have Ammo Alchemist on there, Siley Optics on there. You know, we'll grab some more patches and stuff for our patch wall from other vendors and distributors and social media personalities. So we're doing gun tubing, that kind of thing. And super excited to get the 26 and 43 out. It has been a struggle because, you know, we're a smaller shop. So every time we went to go work on the 43 or the 26, we had to stop production on the 19s and 17s we're already making. So, you know, looking into getting another machine. It depends on how 2026 goes. If we get another machine, or maybe even expand the shop to make a bigger shop, so we can just produce more and do more. But we'll see how 2026 treats us. And we've been in business for 3 years now. And across that 3 years, we've made 32,000 slides. So up to 32,000 Americans are rocking a Stiffler slide. Which is just cool. And we have sent slides to every single state, as well as some of the territories, Puerto Rico, Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands. I don't know if we sent one to the Northern Mariana Islands or not yet. We have not sent anything to American Samoa. We're not likely to send anything to American Samoa because they, as a territory, and while I disagree with it, have made pistols illegal there. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll be taking either one or the other, or we'll take both. Depends on what we can get done in the meantime, because it's coming up on 2 weeks, and if we can get it machined out, we'll be taking, you know, like probably a raw model, just to show, hey, this is what we're working on. You know, this is what we'll have. Interesting. And thank you guys for all the likes. It's really awesome. We'll also be doing some more on Rumble. We still have to do that giveaway. And we'll probably do that there rather than YouTube. So at some point we'll do like a dual live on Rumble and YouTube and kind of get people to move over there for the giveaways and stuff. Just because, you know, they have not been as friendly to 2A channels. And, you know, we still want to do that giveaway for everybody, you know, get something cool out there for some people. And then after SHOT Show, there's a convention coming up here in town this month, but I probably can't attend it because it's happening the weekend before SHOT Show, so we're kind of busy. But what I want to do after SHOT Show is start attending local gun shows, you know, because we're in Arizona. I want to start hitting up some local ones up in the Tucson and Phoenix area, maybe Casa Grande. You know, start hitting up those local gun shows. And, you know, the booths there are so much cheaper. You're looking at like $100 for a booth. And that would be, you know, that's obviously so affordable compared to, you know, SHOT Show. And my understanding is that you can bring inventory there to sell. So we might have to, you know, just make up 100 slides and bring them to that show and, you know, see who wants to buy. And of course, I myself, I'm a member of, you know, FPC, GOA, the local Arizona Citizens Defense League. So maybe I should reach out and be like, hey, we're going to have a booth here. If you guys happen to have a presence, you know, stop on by. You know, maybe we can make a thing of it. Do some lives while we're there. Because, of course, doing lives at the Venetian is rough because there's no, like, getting cell signal inside the Venetian, it's casino, is insanely difficult. Like, yeah, there'll be Wi-Fi, so we might be able to do a live through that, but everyone is also using the same Wi-Fi, so it's rough. Yeah, I'm going to try and meet up with Pistol Pete when we're there. And then, of course, Jack of all trades, Bullseye Ben. Who else are we going to see? 2A Ninja. Someone else just commented on one of our posts over on Facebook. And we're going to try and meet up with them, too. Just meet up with as many people as we can, you know. Any gun tubers out there that happen to be going, or certain businesses. We're going to try to meet up with Gideon Optics. Who else? John Crump News, if he's going. I don't know if he's going. I haven't heard if he is. I know he went last year, if I remember right. So yeah, if he goes, we'll try to meet up with John Crump. I know Red Dawn and DLD After Dark are not going this year. I think their focus was GunCon, and I think GOA goals, and whatever the NRA one is. So I think that's what they were doing. For us, though, you know, SHOT Show is probably the big convention for us. After that, it's, you know, we have to focus on local stuff because, I mean, even just us going and even going alongside with some other businesses, the cost is like $3 to $5 grand just for us. And, you know, it's not cheap. That's money that could go to an employee. That's money that could go to buying more steel, to end mills, you know. So local conventions are probably the way, because if we were to go hit every single convention, this one, you know, we could travel to. It's relatively close. It's just in Nevada. We're in Arizona. Other ones are, you know, like GunCon was in Ohio. So there's no, yeah, we're not going to drive there. We'd have to get on a plane, and we'd have to get all of our stuff there, either ship it there or somehow, you know, take it on the plane. I'm not sure we could take everything we need on the plane. Maybe we could. We have to pay for extra luggage. maybe. So yeah, it's definitely more expensive if we're bouncing around the country going to this show and that show. I think GOA Goals was like in Tennessee. So yeah, it'd just be spending money to spend money. Like, sure, yeah, we'd get to meet and greet people and that'd be awesome. But you know, we'd just be spending money. So it'd definitely be cool. I'd love to go to GunCon. I'd love to go to GOA Goals, especially as a life member of GOA. I'd love to go to that. It's just the bouncing around the country every few months that's kind of a pain. So yeah, local gun conventions are probably the way. We'll avoid California. I feel like if we went to a gun convention in California, Newsom would try to get like their state troopers or whatever to come and arrest people randomly. He seems like that kind of person. I mean, that's not what happened at GunCon in Ohio, but the venue definitely did not support certain people being there, who were there on the panel, who had booths, who had, you know. So they've really got to plan gun conventions better in the future. Las Vegas isn't even super accommodating from what I understand about gun conventions. It's just they know it brings in a lot of cash flow, so they're not going to get rid of it. But yeah, local might be the way, and we might be able to bring inventory with us local. We just got to get a cash system set up. But yeah, local, I mean, at least local, we'd be able to make sales while we're there. And then people could avoid shipping costs, and that'd save them some money. Plus, then we get to meet, you know, local 2A supporters in Arizona, and that'd be pretty sweet. There we go. Let's get around the column, shall we? Yeah, you know, that's kind of what we're thinking, like one of the little square ones or something similar to that. And then we could just do orders right there. Yeah, we definitely need a little cash box or something. And something to print out receipts. You know, of course, we could bring our little, like, mini printer with us, print out receipts for people if they want. That'd definitely be pretty cool. Or we might just go and walk them, you know, go walk the show. My understanding is it's a carryable event, so I could just carry one of our builds strapped, go open carry, and walk around and talk to people, bring like a little swag bag with me, just hand stuff out, business cards, patches. Hey, Joker, what's going on, man? We're getting ready to go to SHOT Show in about 2 weeks. Just hit our 3rd anniversary. We've been in business for 3 years now. We've made 32,000 slides total. It's been a cool 3 years. Yeah, we were off a little bit for the holiday. Family, business, stuff to take care of. We hadn't really done any lives from Christmas to New Year's. Started to do that again. Yeah, if you can hit it up, we're trying to go every year. We've got some good business relationships, so we're going to keep going as much as we can every year. We'll be there alongside MMC Armory, these guys right here. So we'll be joining them up. And of course, we'll be meeting up with a bunch of gun tubers, Jack of all trades, Bullseye Ben, Pistol Pete. I know I'm forgetting some right now. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a wild 3 years. And it's going to be a little cold in Vegas. It's 52 degrees here right now. Getting a lot of rain right before we're going. Still working on the 26 and the 43. We're waiting on some steel and end mill shipments still. Because we need to get the steel to get our 19s and 17s out, but we need extra steel to make the 43s and 26s. And we're getting some in for our regular orders. We're not getting enough in for... It's on a delay. And they're just like, yeah, machine shops all over the country are ordering steel. And so there's a bit of a backlog right now. And it's like, okay. Well, as long as you can cover our regular orders, I mean, that's what matters. But we need the extra stuff for the 26s and 43s. Hey, all right, 239 on gas. Shame I filled up at 249. Ah, well. Yeah, 26s and 43s. We're going to take one or both to the SHOT Show. I'm not exactly sure which yet, or if both. I know we have a 26 we can probably take. The 43, yeah, we might be able to take the 43. Arizona. Yeah, it's floating between 239 and 269 depending on the gas station you go to. And then there's some like places like you go to Fry's or you go to some of the local car washes and they'll give you a discount card that gets you 10 to 20 cents off on top of that. Up to like 20 gallons or something, but you know, every little bit helps. That's more ammo I can buy. Well, it's probably going to get worse because California is doing some stuff with their oil drilling or whatever, their pipelines or whatever. Basically, California is going full-on electric vehicles, and now there's going to be less oil in this region. So we're going to have to get oil from like Texas or wherever else. And I guess that's going to raise the cost of gas for California, Arizona, Nevada, I think Utah, and some other states. Hey, work in progress. What's going on, man? Always remember to rack your Stiffler. Rack it good. Oh no, I saw Dawn the other night, or yesterday, or the day before, when we were doing another live. Ah, green screen. Make sure you guys are drinking your water, staying hydrated. Can't move and groove if you're not hydrated. But yep, YouTube has murdered our view count. We used to get hundreds of people in here. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. It's probably going to be, you know, Rumble all in the future. I need to go on there. It's just not as easy to do Rumble lives and interact with you guys when I'm mobile. So I can do it at my desk just fine. It's when I'm traveling that it's more of a pain in the ass. We've debated doing a Discord, but Discord for us is just some friends, personal accounts, aiming, hanging out with the buds, and I'm not sure we want to turn Discord into a business. It's kind of just like a chill area for us. Got to be able to separate from work every now and then. Oh yeah, like this one up here is, you know, it's one of those off-brand gas stations, so it's $2.89. But if you go to like a regular gas station, Yeah, you're looking at like 239 to 269, which is not bad. Could be better. I remember it being under $1 when I was a wee one. Woohoo. You know, I wonder if what we might do is just do an overnight live and see if that helps us fix the algorithm a little bit. Where I'll just let the live run for like 8 hours. Haven't done one of those in a while. Maybe that'll fix it. Who knows? Of course, that break probably hurt us a little bit too. Yeah, I feel that. Thankfully, I got a company car for my side work. Of course, I got to make sure to fuel it at like the cheapest places when I can. There we go. Try to get that sun out of my face. Oh, we're probably leaving for shot on the 17th or 18th, I think. Travel up there, get everything set up, do some meet and greet with some people, and then we'll roll right into SHOT Show. Somewhere around that time frame. Runs that one. There's a lot of businesses then. No, we won't be at range day. Most likely not. I know Pistol Pete's going to range day, but we're probably not going to be there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, price of stuff is getting insanely high. You know, the funny thing is a lot of people can't even, like people looking at getting on government assistance, and they can't because they say, oh yeah, you make too much. But then, you know, there's people out there scamming the system and taking thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions in some states. And they're like, oh, you make $2,000 too much, $5,000 too much. Yeah, you can't get assistance. Yeah, our setup for who needs help is pretty fucked up. Driving into the sun. Yeah. Just opened a daycare, I know, right? I don't know if people would want to send their kids to Stiffler's daycare. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, see, I'm on a different section of town, like 2-3 miles up the road, and gas changes by like 30 to 40 cents. And we are working a little bit with some local gun shops some more, which is awesome. Task Force Red, Firearms and Gunsmithing, so we're doing a little bit of work with them, and that's exciting. Possibly, potentially, doing some coding work with them. Utilizing their FFL to make it happen. So, That'll be pretty cool, at least for locals anyway. And we are also talking to a couple of gun shops in California to try and get our slides to Californians, because this way we can ship to the FFL, and we're also looking at potentially having the FFLs just buy a bunch of our slides at dealer rate, so they'll have them in their shop ready to go, and then customers local to California can just go to that shop and buy them. Location pending, yes. Blue scenery, as it were. Always looking for local mom and pop shop FFLs to try and pick up our stuff too. I'd love to find, like, 100, 500, 1,000 local mom and pop shops who just want, 5 to 10 slides at a time. Don't be wrong, the big distributors, vendors, when they order several hundred to 1,000 slides, that's awesome. But I'd love to help supply the little guys too. Stiffler's Leering Center, yes. There does need to be a national audit of all these places that are getting government funds. And people are just like, oh, it's just a drop in the bucket compared to the national debt and what we're spending on other stuff. I'm like, yeah, but you say that about everything. Everything's a drop in the bucket. Well, the bucket's pretty goddamn full. Need to stop the leak here and there. And then put that money towards where it should be going. The American people, the average guy, either that or just paying off the national debt sum. Jesus. Oh, it's been a good little driving live. I don't know, we keep making the bucket bigger. We just keep hammering dents on the inside of it to get more space. Such a big bucket. Sun in my face. There we go. All right, pulling into where I'm going to do some work. So that's probably where I'm going to call it, ladies and gentlemen. But if you happen to be going to SHOT Show, or you know someone going to SHOT Show, look us up. We'll be there for the week. Hitting up a booth with MMC Armory at the Venetian. Education centers. Education. And then, of course, we do have our 26 and 43 coming, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be doing that as well. I don't know if we're going to have any sales coming up. Maybe Valentine's Day, not sure. But, yep, we got a few things. And then SHOT Show. So, thank you guys for hanging out with me on this little drive live. It's greatly appreciated with the likes. And as always, stay 2A every day.